Hey, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Business. I'm your host, Tiffany Hope, and today we are finally doing our J.Cole episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you never miss an episode. We're going to be here dropping on YouTube every Tuesday. Let's get into the episode. Let me in this. We back again. We back again. Testimony, y'all test me home and get it. Yeah, they trying, but why they doing this?
They're saying no upcoming events. That's really weird.
J.Cole, don't piss me off. We have both, but it's not allowing her to scan.
We're gonna get 18 to help them.
And that's the thing, J.Cole about to come out, so what we about to do? What you need, $5,000? I can sell $5,000. What y'all need? $5,000, $10,000. What?
No.
This the way out? This how you get to the public? Is this it? Yes or no? Hey, it's time for J.Cole. I know every time we're here, let me scoop my mic up a little bit. Yes, I know every time we're here, I really want to do a new song. Every time it's a song in my heart, each new time. The song of the day is J.Cole. Now, we're not going to do too much on J.Cole songs because we don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement. But what we will do today is talk about my experience at the J.Cole concert, both in Atlanta and Miami. All the things that I learned business-wise. I've taken so many notes from my experience with the concert and everything overall, just following J.Cole's journey and everything that I've learned about J.Cole as a businessman and the people that he works with. And I'm excited to bring this episode to light because as you may or may not know, we had a very viral moment that happened at the Atlanta concert. We will get into that, okay? But before that, there were some things that I wanted to talk about business-wise and what that looked like for me and my experience as a customer. So when I first got my tickets to see J.Cole, J.Cole was actually one of the first concerts that I'd ever gone to for the off-season tour. So that tour, so I've been to the off-season tour, the KOD tour, and now the fall-off tour, which is this most recent one. First concert, so I've only ever been to Drake and J.Cole. I haven't even seen Beyonce. Like, that's how much of a die-hard J.Cole fan that I am because I love Beyonce down. I love the vibes of the music, but J.Cole just does something. So, of course, I'm going to spin the coin on J.Cole, okay? So, get my tickets to J.Cole, and they had a VIP experience available. Immediately as a customer, right? This is what we're going to talk about today is from the customer's perspective. Immediately as a customer, when I see a VIP experience, the main thing that I'm thinking about is that somebody has curated a space for me. They want me to pay for their highest ticket item. Anybody can get tickets to a concert. I think the cheapest tickets were like $100 for the nosebleed. I was the front row, no seats in front of me, very front row, and my seat was $2,500. There were two of us that went. My friend Adrian, who's also the director of education for Studio 92 Hair, insert Adrian. Boop. Hey, Adrian. Adrian was also there, and that means our total was $5,000 for front row seats to see J.Cole. Got the tickets in advance, and I got this cute jersey made. I did everything. I got the jersey made. I got the shoes made. I had the J.Cole rings on. I flew to Miami. I got the telly. Like, I was ready. And at that time, I was only thinking like a customer, which a customer should think like, right? I should be able to take off my businesswoman hat and just focus on being a customer, being somebody who's coming here to enjoy my favorite artist. We pull up to the concert, and again, we had the VIP experience. Here's the thing that I did not realize about the brand experience. An artist brand, or somebody who owns a company who is the face of a company and also a decision maker, they are not necessarily the person who's putting in all the logistics and the groundwork. And that is what came to the forefront with this whole J.Cole experience. So I'm in Miami, we're in line, we go through and find out that Ticketmaster has something called resale tickets. When I first bought them for $2,500 each, plus an additional $1,000 for the VIP experience, what I thought resale meant was if I want to resell these tickets, I can. No. That means you have put in a bid on the ticket, and Ticketmaster can resell your ticket if they so choose up until the start of the concert. Girl, good, good girl, good girl, good girl. Crazy news. I'm like, I know you lying. At this point, I had no idea. I rolled up to the concert looking cute, okay? Get in. We get to the VIP experience. Let's start with the VIP experience first, because one of the main lessons that I learned through that customer experience is that it matters from the moment somebody steps foot into whatever it is that you have curated. At this moment in time, it was that Miami Center, the stadium in Miami, right? So we get there. VIP wasn't even set up. Please play the record scratch. What? Why are y'all letting us in here and it's not set up? Why are y'all arriving the same time I'm arriving? Right? Like, why am I getting on the car the same time y'all getting on the car to come here and set up? Red flag already, right? But I'm in my brain thinking, okay, I'm trying to not be the CEO at this time. I'm trying to just be a customer. And I'm like, all right, maybe they don't have it together, whatever. Get up to VIP, and the bar wasn't set up. So they started charging for drinks. Just straight up pouring drinks before the POS was up, before anything could be rang in, just charging for drinks. So we paid for drinks in the VIP on top of paying for the VIP. Good night. I told them, I said, do y'all know Jermaine? The people at the front said, who is Jermaine? Who is Jermaine? So I realized these venues put on so many different events. They are not stopping to train their staff. They're not stopping to say, all of these people are going to show up tonight because they have an emotional connection to the face of this brand, to this artist. So let's do just a little due diligence, just a little bit, just a little due deal to find out who we are here for today. They obviously didn't do that. And I was like, it's a J.Cole concert tonight. Who do you think Jermaine is? Like, come be so for real. At this point, the CEO hat girl, she tipping. I tried to keep it off. I'm like, it's a little crazy. Okay, no worries. Pay for the drinks. We get to the front, and they were like, yeah, let's see your tickets. Turn the ticket around. They scan us. They give us this bag of merch. The merch was so crazy. I don't even, Adrian called it a first draft. Like, they made the first draft and then they were like, oh, see if this works. And somehow that got pushed through to the end because it was crazy. I'm going to show y'all the merch. Don't y'all worry. Okay, back to it. One of the main things is that the VIP experience in that setup taught me, I didn't like the way that I felt when I went in there after spending upwards of $7,000 for this one moment, coming into town for this. And let's put the money aside for a second. I don't care if the tickets were $100. It's still a customer paying their money for an experience that's attached to not anything random, but an artist that they've been following. So when I got in there and I saw that everything was janky, I'm like, I know J.Cole did not tell y'all to do this. I know it's somebody in management, somebody somewhere. And he even has songs about how his record label is wild. So it made sense to me that they don't care how the brand is perceived by somebody who's a diehard fan. So we get through. They beeped us in. We realized that VIP was just a little balcony in Miami. No drinks, no decor. We could have been there for a Miami Heat game, for all I know, okay? Like that. Wait, Miami Dolphins, not the Heat. Yes, for a Miami Dolphins game, okay? That's what it was given. It was no signage about J. Cole. So I'm on a hunt to go find where the J. Cole signs are, like what's happening. We roll up on this one little mom and pop shop, girl, that was set up, and they had these regular shirts that just said J. Cole on it, just like a printing press or like a Cricut.
J. Cole.
Tongue so bad. No, ma'am.
Nope. We don't want none of that.
For $129, that's what they were selling. Now, here's the thing. When you think about Yeezy, when you think about going to a Kanye concert, they make money off of merch. I guarantee you J. Cole made $0 off of that merch. Ain't no way. Unless somebody just was cold, which I don't know why they would have been because we were in Miami. The merch sucked. It looked like they were depending on people making bad decisions, bad financial decisions in the moment. Immediately, I was like, J. Cole, we are not about to pay for this. I went and got this made myself, okay? I am not about to pay for the merch that was just thrown together in the moment. Like, how dare you? Even still, kept my spirits high, but That's when I CEO had to come on. I'm like, is this the best that you all can do, merch wise? And they were like, yeah, this is the merch that we're selling, and they had it clipped on top of the Miami Stadium's merch. Like it wasn't a J. Cole thing. Already, I'm like, okay, y'all are not doing enough for me, but it's okay. I'm here to see J. Cole. This is what I'm gonna go do. Get in there. They beep us like every set of steps that we go down. They're beeping the tickets from Ticketmaster. Get down. We're like the third-ish row back. He had the his openers coming out and doing their thing, and we swag surfing, and we having a good time, and we doing our thing. Next thing I know, child, security roll up on us. I said, oh, security, can we help you? Security said, yeah, these are not your seats. And I was like, oh, no. Like, let me just show you. Go to turn the phone around, girl. Ticketmaster. Then the tickets was not coming up. It just said loading on the screen like this, going back and forth. And I was like, don't piss me off. We have tickets. I'm like, we have tickets, I promise you. So I start going, I'm like, we have tickets, I promise you. I'm giving the phone to Adrian. I'm like, Adrian, tell him that we got tickets. He's like, we got tickets. We looking. The people that were standing there, baby, turned them phones around. Our exact seats were on their phone. After we had got beeped down into the audience, they beeped our phones with our tickets, sat down, got drinks, went through the BS VIP section, did all that. For Ticketmaster to have sold our tickets since it was before showtime. Ticketmaster, girl, we're not the only people that this happened to. Because when I started to share my experience on social media, people started DMing me saying, oh yeah, the same thing happened to me at the Cardi B show and at this other show. And I'm like, Ticketmaster, why do you think that that's okay? Put a pin in that. They take us, and J. Cole hadn't come out yet. They take us to the back VIP area now. And they're like, no, I know. Let me go ahead and call my, I forget what her title was, but her name was Natalie. They were like, let me call Natalie. I'm like, great. Getting that King Cole on the line. Because I'm ready to turn up in here. I hear Lil J. Cole happening at the top. Like, what's going on? I hear a little humming. So we're behind this curtain. And I'm like, what do y'all want? In the meantime, CEO had us on now. I pull up Ticketmaster, I go and I buy what's available on the floor. So I spent another $400 getting tickets that were available there. So I'm like, okay, cool. I go to get the tickets, and those tickets also were not showing up after they sent me a receipt. I said, I know y'all lying. I know y'all lying in here. I just couldn't take it. I start going off on the man. I start going off on Natalie. I went off on somebody that was just rolling up minding their business. I don't care. I'm going off on everybody in here because why would this ever be my experience? And I realized, had I not been loyal to the artist, that experience would have turned me so off. I would never go to another concert in Miami. You couldn't pay me to go to a concert in Miami if that's my experience. So I'm like, we go to leave out, and I told them at the front, because we had met some people, and they were like, oh my goodness, where are you guys going? And I'm explaining to them this happened and that happened, and like, all these things went left. I hear J. Cole start, a spaceship lands on Mars. As soon as I heard it, I run out there. I don't care. Smooth. Got by security. What you gonna do? Nothing. Boom. Did like that. Hit him with the 1-2. Broke them ankles on security. Got out there, and I saw J. Cole up in the stands because this specific concert, he's coming out sitting in the audience. So he comes out, he sits, and I can't really see him as much. I could just see the lights. And then it dawned on me that I was not having the kind of experience, number one, that I paid for, but number two, that I wanted to have with something that I invested in as a paying customer. That wasn't the experience that I wanted to have. So I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I smooth text my assistant. I said, hey, girl, this is what happened. Please work on a refund. Please work on it. She's like, okay, cool. I got you. We go to leave. Shocked, mortified, upset. Insert the video of us leaving out and blank out the cuss words.
This the way out? This how you get to the public? Is this it?
I guess.
Yes or no? Great.
Because that's how that was going down. Okay. So we get back to our hotel, and as shocked as we are, we're like, we're still going to try to make it a good time. We have our drinks, we get back to the hotel. Next morning we wake up. I left Miami a day early. That's how turned off I was from the experience. I left Miami, and I'm like, I'm going to Atlanta. I'll get tickets for this weekend's concert. I'm not doing this Miami thing. Go on Ticketmaster. Tickets are the same price $2,500 per person. Their VIP experience, though, was curated by Chef G. Garvin in Atlanta, and their VIP was hosted by Delta 360. And so it was in one of the Delta lounges. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a second chance at this. I'm going to see how things go. Maybe J. Cole wasn't represented well as a businessman at this one venue, but things could be different. Plus, I love J. Cole. I love the music. I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to Atlanta. And before we get on our flight to Atlanta, we were consolidating the bags for the, you could do your one carry-on. We go to dump out the items from the fall off tour from the VIP. Why in the VIP did they have 2 drink tickets after we paid for our drinks, a VIP wristband to get into a certain part of the stadium, which we were denied access to? So they just gave us the item, put it on our shoulder, and we walked in. Something I learned about that in business, you need to teach a customer how to utilize your product. If you just hand me a bag and I have my phones in my hand, I have my other bag, no matter what, there should have been a checklist that was shared with patrons to say, hey, in here, you're going to find your wristband, you're going to find your drink tickets, you're going to find whatever. We spent way more time and money than was necessary for things that were already figured out by the people who put these VIP bags together. So what do? We took our, and this might be illegal, but we took our wristbands right over to Atlanta and did, yep. Took them wristbands right over to Atlanta, shibbied on over. We had our drink tickets. We had all of that when we got to Atlanta. So while I was there for Wealth Weekend, the concert was happening on a Friday night and a Saturday night. And this is the part where things started turning up and looking good for us when it comes down to J. Cole running his business and reinstoring. What is it? Restoring my faith. Yes. This is when it came down to the point of restoring my faith in people who own businesses, multi-million-dollar operations that can be operated in multiple different cities. J. Cole is going to London and Australia, all these places. So I'm like, baby, I hope your logistics are together in those places, because it for damn sure wasn't together in Miami. But Atlanta did change my mind. When I got to Atlanta with my merch and everything, I had 2 outfits. I had the one I have on right now, cute, okay? And then I got a custom shirt made that said the Fall Off Tour that I wore in Atlanta. I was there for, like I said, Wealth Weekend. And that evening on Friday, I'm like, okay, cool. Gonna get ready for the concert. My expectations are mad low at this point, right? Like, I'm re-engaging with something that already took a loss on earlier that week. That was on a Tuesday in Miami. Now we're Friday, same week, Friday in Atlanta, and I have to kind of gear myself up. I don't ever want my customers to feel like that. I don't ever want my customers to make a purchase with my company and then have to feel like they were disappointed, and then they have to come in and be like, oh, this might be some bullshit all over again, right? After they've spent their money. That's one of the reasons why, if you see one of my earlier videos, I talk about not outsourcing to AI, that human to human connection, because I want to hear about it. I'm pretty sure if J. Cole saw me at the front arguing with those damn people after I spent $7,000, he would have been like, what are y'all doing right now? Arguing with this woman who clearly has her tickets. I'm sure things will be different if the person who started this was able to oversee all the operations. But that, you can't scale on your own. So the point is being able to talk to people who understand what your brand is and continuing your brand voice, even in your absence. That is something that I'm applying to the business now. I want every woman who orders hair from Studio 92 Hair, every person who hears this podcast, to be able to receive it in a way that I intended, whether I am there or not. And that comes down to your processes. So, get to Atlanta. We get to the front. Got in very easily. Scoot down to the VIP. Hey, how y'all doing? VIP was popping. The VIP in Atlanta was popping. As soon as you walk in, they give you the wristband, and then we had these VIP passes from the concert in Miami. Get in, and they had their drinks set up. They didn't say, can I see your drink ticket? They didn't. I know if you're down here, you're supposed to be down here, okay? So we go in, we got our drinks. It's creeping up to the time of the concert, and now I'm getting a little bit nervous about my experience as a customer because of what just happened earlier that week. So I'm like, okay, we done scanned to get all the way down here, right? Same thing that happened earlier this week. If we try to go over here and something wild happens, I'm gonna be upset. I'm a cry. Like I had already made up my mind. So we get to walk into our seats, and somebody was sitting in them. Okay, it was given Three Little Bears. It was given like Goldilocks. Okay, she in the bed, she ate the porridge, she did everything. We get to the front, very first row. Somebody sitting in our seat. Guess what happened to the people sitting in our seat? The same thing that happened to us in Miami. The people who were in our seats purchased tickets, and when they tried to show the security their tickets, child, their phone was not loading. I said, oh Lord, I felt so bad for them because I was like, the same thing just happened to us in Miami. Y'all need to get this shit together, because I know their tickets were $5,000. The people that were up there, I know they were, because my tickets were $5,000. So I'm like, y'all just letting Ticketmaster resell these tickets in the front row like that? That is insane. Guess what? They had to get up and move. And I felt so bad for them, because I'm like, the average person is not going to be able to compensate for this or buy double tickets and wait for a refund. Some people came in town for this. So I just asked, I was like, could they just like stand right here? Security's like, no, there's a maximum capacity. They cannot stand. So I'm like, yeah, y'all, I feel you, but I did have that same experience. Nothing I can really do, you know? And they bopped off. So we get to our seats, and we're like, yes, finally we can sit down. We start yapping with the people next to us. Come to find out, the two people who were next to us got their tickets messed up. So these were their comp tickets. So the arena or whoever comped their tickets. And the guy next to me goes, just out of curiosity, how much did you pay for your tickets? And I was like, oh, us two were $5,000. They paid $250, the people next to us, for front row at a different concert. And because their tickets were so messed up at that concert, this was their compensation. I really would like to be in the rooms when J. Cole's team goes over their bottom line and how much money they made for this concert, because it sounds like a shit show. It sounds like there is no way that you are comping somebody's $250 ticket for somebody else's $5,000 ticket, taking an L because you decided to work with Ticketmaster, who's just reselling people's tickets at all these different concerts. So that made me feel away as a customer. Number one, getting put out my seat in Miami. Number two, somebody getting put out their seat in Atlanta. And number three, standing next to somebody who's just getting a comp ticket to the front because their tickets got messed up. Nonetheless, I still persevered because I was there to see J. Cole, and I wanted to make sure that I saw it through. Been to so many of his concerts, and I loved it, but it all came down to my loyalty to the brand, to J. Cole as an artist, more than it did my personal experience. And that takes time. Earning trust takes time. Hearing J. Cole's lyrics is really what kept me going. They had an interviewer who came past the front row and said, hey, drop a line from J. Cole. And what came to mind was my imagination turned a Honda into a Wraith. And going from something so common, right, to something you would never dream of, that is what J. Cole stands for. So that's what kept me in the line. That's what made me sit front row. That's what made me deal with the foolery that was happening at this concert. I will say also, flip side to that coin, in Atlanta, we're going to get to throwing the bra. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, y'all. It was me. It was me. I threw that bra on that stage. I did. Yep. And we're going to get into it about how it happened too. Behind the business. Cute. So, I'm looking cute. I shimmy up to the front. We partying. J. Cole starts off in section 118, which is like up at the top. And he comes down. When he gets on stage, it's my first front row, and I'm like, he's right there. I was just screaming, singing. I'm like, J. Cole, my goodness, you doing my thing in the front. Something dawned on me that I wanted to make the moment memorable, and I did. So I'm next to Adrian, and I'm like, I'm about to shimmy off my bra and throw it on stage. I was like, shimmy off the bra, girl, and throw it on stage. And I had this fishnet bodysuit, so I just ripped the fishnet bodysuit, shimmied the bra out, and security was looking dead at us and was like, y'all better not. We were like, oh, okay. We not. Tuck the bra down. I'm like, all right, he about to turn around. So he's turning around, go ahead and throw the bra. So Adrian has the bra, and I'm like, all right. Soon as that security turned, I was like, throw it, throw it, throw it. Adrian launches it up on stage and it lands directly next to J. Cole on the stage. So he sees it land, and in the middle of him singing his song, he stops and he's looking like, the look on his face was like, I know y'all didn't. I just threw this bra on stage. He leans down to pick it up. Girl, and held it up like this, like with a little 1-2, and said, I haven't gotten a bra on stage in a long time. You have to cherish that. Crowd goes wild. Whole time I have my meta glasses on, so I'm like filming it. We'll make sure that that's in this video too, because it was such a cool moment. Throw it, throw it. And he takes the bra. You know how you take our bras and like you fold them up like this? He takes it like that and walks off to the side and puts it down.
Nigga ain't got a bra on stage in a long motherfucking time, but we gotta cherish that shit.
And then finishes the concert. So I'm like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. Like, when I think back in my mind, I don't know if I thought he was going to just see it or whatever. But when he picked it up, I was low-key shocked. Like, girl, I know he's not about to keep this bra. And he did. Mm-hmm. Had a great time. When I left there, I knew that it was going to be meaningful because of my ultimate connection to the artist rather than the experience that I had. Rather than it being a lack of branding, it being a lack of promotion, it being a lack of visibility at the concert, I was there for J. Cole, and that's what I was able to see through. The main thing I take from this is I want to build a brand in the company that people believe in me so much and in my story and my grit and in my hustle so much that they themselves will overcome adversities and things that stand in the way of them getting my product. Think about how powerful that is. All the times that I could have said, forget J. Cole, I can't believe this is how I'm being treated, I'm leaving, I'm going elsewhere, I will listen to insert subpar artist here, right? I could have done all those things. But the work that he has put in to get to the level that he's on and the amount of fans who are loyal, that is the level that I strive to get to behind my business. I get back to my hotel. I'm like, that was great. Wake up the next day. Girl, the bra gone viral. The bra is everywhere. My dad called me and said, you know, some lady threw a bra up on that stage. I was like, yeah, people be wilding. That's crazy, right? My nieces and nephews found it on TikTok. Charleston in the group chat was like, yeah, do y'all know this is Aunt Tiffany out here throwing her bra on stage? Insane. That's not how I necessarily wanted to be remembered, but YOLO, right? I had the moment. And even J. Cole said, you got to cherish it. It doesn't happen like that pretty often, so you got to cherish it. All in all, what I realized is I was able to let loose, be myself and all those things, but also bring back to this specific platform on Behind the Business what it felt like being on the other side. What it felt like being the person who was on the receiving end, that I'm paying my money for something. Now I have now developed this expectation. Afterwards, I ran into J. Cole's staff in the lobby of the hotel, and I was just like, hey, how y'all doing? I remember seeing you on stage, dapped him up. Get outside the hotel, and I see J. Cole's tour bus. In that moment, I had to make a split-second decision. Do I run up on this tour bus, girl? Or do I just go get my Uber? I had already threw the bra on stage. And when I talked to them, I was like, yeah, I was the one that threw my bra. And they were like, oh, all right, bet. We gonna tell Cole that you the one. Turns around, tour bus is right there. I'm like, am I? Better get more tour bus. So I took a step back and was like, okay, the type of woman that I want to be is a fan. That is it. I just want to be a fan of J. Cole. I don't want nothing else from it. I promise you. I don't want to get on the tour bus. I don't want to do any of that. So I made an executive decision to get in my Uber and to just float away in the sunset. And I'm like, I am not taking it to that level. So J. Cole, if and when you see this, okay, what you do with that bra? That's the question. Don't even worry about it, because I will be in London on October 19th and 20th at the show. Got my tickets. Yes, I'm going out of the country to see J. Cole because that is how loyal of a fan that I am. And I want to see him everywhere. And the point is, like I said, things that happen to our customers, sometimes we may not be privy to, but it's all about the reputation that we've built and the trust that we've built with our customer in our business, and hoping that our customers will be able to overcome those small things, because at the end of the day, they are small things, in order for them to enjoy our product or services, and in this case, the J. Cole Fall Off Tour concert, okay? Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Business. I'm really excited for all the episodes we have, but mainly this one because it's near and dear to my heart. I put a lot of passion and effort into developing this episode and the key points that I wanted to bring to you all. So drop a comment below on what stood out to you. Not about J. Cole, girl. Not about J. Cole, okay? About the business. Things that we were able to take, put our CEO hat on, be able to be in the moment, but still identify how we would have done things differently in our own business. I'm your host, Tiffany Hope. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. We're dropping right here on YouTube every Tuesday. I will see you next time on Behind the Business.